Wake up, walk down any modern supermarket aisle. Hundreds of brands, thousands of choices. Red versus blue, sweet versus savory, cheap fights luxury. You fill your cart with the illusion of freedom. You think you decide. You think you're in control. But scan the barcode. It leads to one register. Look closer at those black lines. They're borders. Welcome to the illusion of choice. The soda you drink, the phone in your hand, the angry news you watch every single night. Surface minus level competitors locked in a brutal market war, fighting for your dollars, monopolizing your finite attention. But follow the money, past the fake rivalries, past the celebrity CEOs and the powerful bulls. All those independent branches connect to one single trunk, the apex predators of late minus stage capitalism. They don't invent, they don't build, they don't care. They simply own the board, with everyone on it. Look behind the curtain of global power. Apple and Microsoft, Coke and Pepsi. Examine the registry. A pattern emerges. Apple's largest shareholder is Microsoft's largest shareholder. They own the banks, the pharmaceutical giants. They own the airlines and the oil. The massive Leviathan nest beneath the global economy. Managing $20 trillion of human wealth. The first entity commands fear on Wall Street, dictating policies to sovereign nations. Welcome to the gravity of BlackRock. Led by Larry Fink, sitting at the peak. They don't manage money, they manage the system. The second Leviathan hides in passive investing. A giant protecting your retirement savings. The vanguard of the elite, Vanguard Group. Together, an inescapable duopoly over global governance. Look closely. BlackRock's largest shareholder is Vanguard, and Vanguard's largest shareholder, it is private. The true owner is hidden behind a labyrinth. An infinite loop insulated from awareness. The index fund, a beautifully disguised harvesting tool. Convincing the middle class it was safe. Give us your paycheck. Close your eyes. Millions surrendered their voting rights to elites. You bought a microscopic fraction for retirement. They bought the power to rewrite the recipe. They dictate COS, decide who thrives or dies. The kings of a kingdom where you are livestock. And the whore? You pay to hold the leash. So, how do they keep you completely blind? They don't use iron chains, they use screens. 6 monolithic corporations control the entire global media. Every trusted news anchor, every studio, every newspaper. They engineer what you fear and what you love. But dig into the ownership of those 6. The exact same to financial Leviathans appear again. BlackRock and Vanguard, the invisible ultimate editors. They proudly own the networks reporting the news. And the corrupt companies making the news. When a massive pharmaceutical giant faces a scandal, the media networks quietly, efficiently bury the story. because exposing scandals directly hurts the elite shareholders. And those powerful shareholders are BlackRock and Vanguard. It is a perfectly sealed, inescapable echo chamber. You genuinely think you form your own opinions. You just repeat their downloaded, fully approved scripts. They scientifically manufacture the outrage. They sell the cure. Red versus blue. The left versus right. An endless, exhausting, perfectly choreographed, fake theatrical performance. Designed meticulously to keep you fighting your neighbor. While the true, hidden kings quietly pick your pockets. The modern matrix isn't a complex computer simulation. It is an impenetrable financial and media monopoly. But the true brain behind BlackRock isn't human. It is a cold, calculating, flawless artificial intelligence. They call it Aladdin, the ultimate financial weapon. Asset, liability, debt, and derivative investment network. It sits silently in a heavily guarded fortress, dictating the movement of $20-1 trillion globally. That is more than the GDP of America. Aladdin doesn't sleep. It doesn't feel any emotion. It reads every news article, every financial report. It models risk with terrifying, God-like absolute precision. Human traders are hopelessly obsolete against its speed. When a global crisis hits, Aladdin predicts it. It tells Vanguard and BlackRock exactly what to buy. It is buying up your local suburban neighborhoods, turning a generation of Americans into permanent renters. It manages the pension funds of hard-minus working people, while simultaneously funding the massive corporations replacing them. This machine calculates the mathematical value of everything, including the precise mathematical value of your life. You cannot outsmart a machine that sees everything. Aladdin is the invisible central planner of capitalism, the ultimate terrifying conclusion of an unregulated market. They replace the invisible hand with a digital one. And that cold, digital hand is holding you down. The illusion of choice is now flawlessly complete. You wander the supermarket aisles feeling incredibly free. You passionately debate politics. You consume their media. But every path firmly leads to the exact same board. Heads they win, tails you undeniably, permanently lose. Coke or Pepsi, Apple or Android, Democrat or Republican. It is nothing but a brilliantly distracting puppet show, while you blindly stare at the flashing stage. BlackRock and Vanguard are quietly buying the theater. They are flying private above the burning chaos. The system was never broken. It works perfectly. It was exquisitely designed to slowly extract your wealth, to keep you exhausted, angry, and financially chained. This is the absolute peak of the modern monopoly. The moment you stop fighting your neighbor over scraps, you finally see the terrifying, massive cage around you. They do not want you angry at them. They want you hopelessly angry at each other. Because a divided class is an easily harvested class. The game of power has already been quietly won. The system harvester has flawlessly consumed the board. So remain a blind crop. Keep angrily consuming. Or wake up to the cold, undeniable, brutal reality. The choice is yours, or so you think.